What's up, kick-ass investors? Do you want a step-by-step walkthrough of how to start up your Roth IRA on Vanguard? In today's video, we're going to be covering the 3 steps needed to start up your Roth IRA with Vanguard so you can just walk away having your Roth IRA all set up and go about living your kick-ass life. Watch this video. Hey kick-ass investors, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kevin, and if you're new here, I'm actually a personal finance guide, not a guru. And on this channel, I teach young professionals how to simplify investing, cut out the noise, and make investing fun again so you can build real passive income, you can automate your investments, and start becoming that confident kick-ass investor that you always knew you could be. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the 3 steps of what it takes to start a Roth IRA with Vanguard. Vanguard is who I do everything with. I know a lot of people use Fidelity, but if you're an OGer like me and for some reason you like Vanguard like myself, then make sure to watch this video. But if you use Fidelity, no worries. I will create another video on how to step-by-step walk you through Fidelity as well. It'll be in the cards when it's out. So let's kind of dive into it. So if you're someone that wants to set up their Roth IRA in the easiest way possible, hey, keep watching, because by the end of this video, you're going to walk away with having your Roth IRA all set up. And I have a special gift if you actually make it to the end of the video as well. And also, before we begin, shameless plug, if you want more tips and videos on how to invest, you might want to consider subscribing to this channel here, and make sure to smash the like button. Helps the algorithm and helps me know whether this content is useful for you or not. So hit the bell to stay updated. So when I was a young millennial, I was trying to open up my Roth IRA. I knew these concepts of index funds. I knew these concepts of what to do, but to be honest, I was really bad at actually doing it. And what I realized at that moment is, like, even though you have the knowledge, it doesn't mean that you can execute it. And what I needed was an actual system. And chances are, if you're a Gen Zer or a millennial and you're looking to invest, this is what you need too. You want to set up a system so you don't have to lift a finger when it comes in terms of investing. Chances are you don't want to be the wolf on Wall Street. All you want to do is set it and forget it so you can just live out your kick-ass life. Am I right? That's the dream, guys. And guess what? I know it can be pretty confusing. I was there too. The problem, believe it or not, is not that there's a lack of knowledge, but there's too much knowledge. It gets so overwhelming. You hear gurus talk about, hey, use this fund. Hey, cut up your credit cards. And it just gets so overwhelming. So what you need is something simple, something easy. And that's what this video is here to do today. But what happens if you don't get started? What happens if you let the overwhelm take over your life and let procrastination hit? Well, first of all, on the surface level, you can lose to tons of compound interest. That means free money that's on the table that you didn't take advantage of, and it can add up to hundreds of thousands over the course of your lifetime. And then there's the psychological side where the guilt comes in. You're like, man, you shoulda, coulda, woulda. And that's the thing that a lot of young people like myself don't understand sometimes, is the thought of regret. And if only we had a time machine where we could have done things differently, but we didn't. So that's why I'm here today. I'm here so that you can learn from my irresponsible ass back in my early 20s, because I used to hit overdraft fees, all that sort of stuff, but I took my life in control and I actually took the time to learn all this stuff. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to share all my knowledge with you guys. And so, like I said, today what we're going to do is walk you step by step and break down how to do everything. I'm going to go into screen share so you can see all the steps that I'm doing, and so I can explain what's actually happening as well. By the end of this video, it's my goal for you to have your Roth IRA set up, so you can start building real passive income and being that kick-ass investor that you knew that you could always be. All right, so let's actually dive into content. When I think of Roth IRAs and when I think about investing, if you guys have taken my masterclass at all, you know that I love the concept of tacos. I actually came up with this during a late night in LA at a taco truck after clubbing. And this is actually the same framework I use to invest, right? And so I'm a big believer of building off knowledge that we already know. And one thing I know pretty well is tacos. So let me ask you a question. When you order a tacos, what's the process? Think about it. It could be at a taco truck like in K-Town, like I mentioned earlier. It could be at Chipotle, but it's the same thing every single time. Well, there's 3 steps to picking a good taco. So the first step of picking your taco is you gotta pick up your tortilla. Do you want corn? Do you want flour? How are you gonna hold everything together? The second step is picking your fillings, or what I like to call the good stuff. It could be things like, hey, asada or chicken, or if you're adventurous, you probably like lingua or tripas, right? And then the third step is paying for your taco. And this ain't GTA. You can't just run off and beat someone up and take your taco. You gotta pay for it as well. So this is the same thing with investing, right? So first step is you need to figure out your investing tortilla, or how you want to hold your investments. I call these tax vehicles. In this case, this is your Roth IRA. It's going to hold all your investments. The second step is you need to pick your investments. This is the good stuff. This is the stuff that you hear, hey, what stock should I invest in? What index fund should I invest in? So that's that. These are your investment vehicles. And then the third step is paying for your investment taco. Again, this ain't GTA. You can't just rob someone. You gotta pay for your shit. So these are the 3 steps. So we're gonna break this step by step, and I'm gonna walk you through the process. All right, so right now we are in the Vanguard page as well. So you're gonna see this general page. You're gonna see a few different options. Pretty easy. All you're gonna do is go to personal investors over here. It's gonna load up. And what we're gonna do is, let's get rid of this. You're going to need to start an account. So the easiest way to do this is go to open an account, go right here. And what you're going to do is pretty simple. This is if you have an account already at another institution. For me, you might have something at Fidelity or something else, but let's not worry about that. Chances are you're probably someone new and you want to set up a new account. So go to start new account. Pretty easy. What you're probably going to do is fund your plan. So chances are these 2 are not going to apply to you. So let's go with the first one, electronic bank transfer. And obviously you don't have an account yet. So let's go, I'm new here, select this. Now this is pretty simple. What you're going to need to do is just go through these type of things. It's just like any other application out there. Just keep in mind, this isn't instantaneous. Sometimes they need to verify things. So what you'll need is your bank account and routing numbers to fund your new account. And one point, if you don't have a lot of money, you can even fund it with just $10, right? Like throw something, don't just do nothing, right? I would highly recommend that you just put something in as well. That's really, really important. And also they might need some verification, so you need to have this as well. Ideally, in an ideal situation, I would recommend you maxing out your Roth IRA. That's really important. The limits change sometimes from year to year, but whenever you're watching this, whatever the year is, they will let you know. I recommend that you max it out. But if you're kind of cautious at first, fund it with as much as you can afford. So then there's a account process where you choose your account type. We'll go through that in a second. You're going to complete an online application and then start investing as well. All right. And also for now, if you don't know what to invest in, just do a money market account or just leave it in cash as we put it as well. So you don't have to invest quite yet. So what we're going to do is do a retirement account. You see these 2 different IRAs. There's a traditional and Roth. We're going to be focusing on Roth for the purposes of this video. I cover traditional in my full-blown academy as well. And we're going to go here. And this is basic information, pretty easy stuff as well. So there's that, just fill that out, very simple. And let's move on to the next part. All right, so like I said, you're gonna go on the Vanguard website, you're gonna select open Roth IRA, and sometimes you'll need to sign paperwork. Sometimes there will be like some verification process that could take up to a week sometimes. So just know it might take some time to do this, all right? But let's go into the second step, how to select your funds. And in this case, we're going to be focusing on target date funds. Now, if you don't know what to do, I always recommend a target date fund. It's pretty easy. These basically do all the hard lifting for you. They have bonds in them. They have index funds in them. They have individual stocks in them. It's a bucket of funds that has you diversified so you can't possibly mess up just in case the stock market tanks the next day. They also reallocate your portfolio so you don't have to touch it, and they're fairly cheap in terms of having a managed fund. So basically, these make it as easy as possible so you don't have to figure it out. In my opinion, these are perfect for beginners. And let's say if you want to become more advanced later, don't worry, you're not locked into these. You can always switch funds later. So it's always best to just get started now and then switch it later if you need to or if you want to. All right, but what we're going to do is dive into how to select a target date fund as well with Vanguard. So let's get into it. All right, so we are in the sector of Vanguard. If you don't know, if you can't find this page, I'll leave a link below, but you can easily do a Google search of Vanguard Target Retirement Funds. These are the same thing as target date funds, by the way. So like I said, there are a few benefits that they list here. Better diversification because there's index funds, there's international funds, there's a lot of different funds in here. They actually reallocate everything for you as well. And it's a low cost as well in terms of expense ratios too. Now you're probably wondering, Kevin, there's so many different types of target date funds. How do I pick the right one? Well, they have this easy tool as well. So for me, I'm an 88 rising, so I'm gonna choose this. And this is the fund that they select. So what you need to write down is your ticker. So I'm gonna copy paste this as my ticker. And basically you can take a look at it. There's a minimum investment with 1,000 for this, but I believe if you do automatic investment, they waive this fee for you. But if so, you can always go into Fidelity as well if you're concerned about that. But this is actually how you select your fund for your target retirement fund. All right, so you have your fund selected, pretty easy stuff. Now let's dive into tip number 3. How do you pay for your funds as well? How do you purchase and automate them? So let's cover that in a second. All right, so we are going to automate our investing at this point. So this is really easy. What we're gonna do is go to my accounts and go buy and sell. So this is really easy. You can, if you want to do an individual transaction, just a one-time transaction, you can do it here. But chances are you probably want to take advantage of a set it, forget it type of method. So we're going to click set up an automatic transaction. And what we're going to do is hit automatic investment as well. So let's go in here. All right, so now we're in our screen of automatic investments and we can go to Roth IRA. And what we can do is you can either maximize your IRA contribution, so that's really important. And we can select the frequency, year, week, month, whatever you want. I recommend doing it whenever you get your paycheck if you're a 9-to-5er. So let's say every 2 weeks beginning, I don't know, here, right? So it will do, well, since it's the end of the year, it'll do 6,000 till the end of this year, right? But if I do a specific number, right? If I have something budgeted, let's say I want to do 400 per month, right? And we can start this day. Perfect. Awesome. So this is how we can do it, and you can select the fund that you want. So earlier, like you saw, it's a 2055 fund. That's what I'm going to be doing and investing into that. And then you just continue as well. I'm not going to continue with it, but that's how you do automatic investing. Pretty simple as well. And you just got to confirm. So that's how you do automatic investment. All right, so that's how you can automate your investments as well. So if you like this video, most likely you're going to enjoy my 5 Roth IRA mistakes to avoid. Or if you want more free content, you can check out more of my how to invest playlist here. But if you're still here at the beginning of this video, I said that I would give you a free gift as well. So if you're made it this far, check out my free masterclass on how to automate your Roth IRA in just over the weekend. It comes with my 12-point checklist where you can find out any investing gaps that you may have as well. And yes, it is a real free course. It's a real program. And a lot of my students have actually finished up their Roth IRA in just over the weekend as well. So make sure to click in the description below. Links will be there. But also, if you're watching this video, what other questions do you have about Roth IRAs? I would love to kind of hear from you, and we'll go from there. All right. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Peace. Whoosh.